Give me a minute to set up by sending all the messages out. And then we'll get started. And welcome back, everyone. This is Mr. Brain, your friendly neighborhood gaming dad. And we are in Archipelago Raid for February of 2024. Now, before I get into too much about anything else, I'm just getting started for the day, so bear with me. From the looks of it, we're in G9 right now. So let's take a look at the battle overview for the top regions, and we now have 100 billion in G1, and it is looking fun. It looks as if it's a Boone versus ROK fight this time, but they also have new D. Boone has new D on their side. ROK has 147. Which I believe will help with the language side of things. So both of these are going to have some really nice teams going with them. Azure and Crimson have 4 alliances on their side. However, we've seen a few of these before, but they aren't going to offer as much as Golden and Jade. Obviously so. Hey, Smoke. Hey, Smoke. Can you let me know if you hear the music in the background? I tried to have a little bit of background music this time. Nice, Dickie. Yeah, down in G9. I'm happy. G2. Oh, you don't? Okay. Probably because I have it too low. Give me just a second. There, that should do it. There we go. I just wanted to have a little bit of background music this time, and I'm an old school RPG fan, so. Anyways, G2 is 4, 4, 4, and 4, and we've got some familiar names in here. X-War, Rise, Lion, who we just saw from Dark Seal, HNB is in here. We've got AOW, we've got Fine. We've got a lot of names that we do recognize around here, so this ought to be an interesting one. However, with HNB in this mess, I kind of want to see the power differences. And there's already a lot of people around the center. HNB's already just saying, no, this is ours. Talk about a show of power. Crimson at 21 million. 4655. Jade at 25 million. 3768. 25 billion. What am I counting? 4, 6, 5, and 5 out of Azure, and here's the one we're curious about. 12, but gave them 2 4s and a 3. I don't think it's going to make a difference. I think that 12 is going to carry, and carry hard. This is a poor attempt at matchmaking. IGG. I don't know. There's a lot of power behind some of these alliances, but I don't know if they're enough to give HNB a run for their money, even if all 3 of them were against, which we know for a fact there won't be. There won't be 3 alliances against. But they have decided to build safely for now. Battle overview of G3. DHX and Evil being the big dogs in Golden and Jade, but DHX gets Dev B on their side. Evil has Bod. Then you have Azure Legion with WTF, Mink, Doom. We know those names. Crimson gets ND21. And yeah, Mink's still getting G3. But if they play their cards right, they can build towards Jade Legion and be on the good side of things. So, well, yeah, I can't imagine it being too good for them unless they get on DHX's good side. Anyways, just to look at a couple of the other like algorithm-based matchmaking ones, we got fours with a lot of. Oh, okay. This is the hand-picked one out of the low region. LAS is in here. Now I know this is going to be a lot of immigrants. With LAS being probably a natural region, and most of the others being full of people who have moved into there. Soar we've seen before, God X we've seen before, Rome we've seen before, HM we've seen before. Here, let's see if they actually did solid matchmaking in this one. Crimson at 22, 5565. Can't complain there. There's that 8 from LAS, which I was expecting. 445. You didn't really take enough away from there, in my opinion. 457 from Soar. We've seen them before. And then Golden has 559. Zombie Response Squad. Why do I recognize... Oh. These are some old HMB players I've seen before. Oh, hey, May. There you go. There's Mainbane. I know him. Ollie the goalie. Nom 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 nom. Yes. Yeah. I know I recognize these names. Dart. Okay, yeah. This is just HMB 0.5. I wouldn't say 2.0 because it's secondary alliance. But yeah, I imagine ZRS is probably going to run away with this one for the most part. We'll check out G5 real quick. And then we'll check out my region. Because honestly, I'm not upset about mine. I don't know. I'm not upset. I'm not upset with mine. TH45 we've seen. How we've seen. That's going to be a fun one. But BTW? This is going to be a BTW versus How, in my opinion, there. LM4S, NME, R4W. Some names we've seen before, but this is... I don't think this one's going to be horrible. I think Jade has an advantage here, definitely. We'll take a look at this one, too. Okay, apparently I wanted to go to the water. BTW's down to 9. I know they had some people move around after after a couple of their archipelagos didn't go well. You had 9, 5, 6, 4, 5. But they're up against Hal with 7. So I don't think this one's going to be a runaway. I'm not surprised. You know what? I'll go check it out. Boone and HMB just trading some points. Well, no, Boone and ROK. This one will kind of see exactly where Boone is placing as far as their ability to fight within the grand scheme of things. Because we've been curious here these last few Archipelago raids if they can still keep up with everything that's going on. With the power dynamic changing since the Boone HMB DHX Island raid before Archipelago raid even came out, we've been kind of curious how the rankings would be between alliances since then. And this is a good chance for ROK to face off against Boone. Looks like Boone got kind of sent back home for the most part. ROK is still standing against pretty much everybody. Then again, ROK's field presence is just insane. No, Toby, no. You're so screwed. Poor Toby. Yeah, they're fighting over these big ones. Which I don't mind missing out on mine if it means I can show off everybody else's. I didn't get a chance to get my top commander event this time around, so it is a shame. But it looks like ROK dominated. 147A definitely helping. DP got in there as well. But it's just ridiculous. Anyways, we've got one more region to check out. Mine. They have us in Gold Legion. 5, 5, 4, 5 for the most part. What was the total? 19, almost 20. 5, 5, mostly 5 and 5 at 20 billion. 5.6, 5, 5, 1, 4.5. RPGR. I was going to say, is it just RPG? I had a feeling it would be. So we know those players can have played before. This is nice. This is going to be nice. I'm definitely going to enjoy this. Nope. We already have. No, not an 8-hour rally. People would kill me. Anyways. Been issues in the past. No, I did pass. And Okay. For anyone curious about what that message was just about, we did a lot of testing with Miyamoto, or I should say, a lot of other people did testing with Miyamoto, and I examined the reports. We ran into a couple of issues. One, both of them have to deal with his counter techniques because we wanted to know exactly how good these would be in different situations. Because counterattacks having a 20% chance to reduce skill damage and HP, if that works as written, they would be amazing. However, they don't work as written at all. Thank you to No Worry here for giving me one of the best instances of this setup gone wrong. First thing I want to mention is we have not two heavens, it's one. His rage skill only went off twice here. First off, the rage skill from Tom went off 14 times. Means in full combat, it went off 14 times. However, defensive posture and quick draw technique went off less than half of that. And you can actually see there is no point in the reports where there's less than a 6-second difference between the skills. You can pull up your own reports to this. If you can prove me wrong, I would love it. Show me a report where the skill goes off less than 6 seconds other than at the very first instance when defensive posture kicks in. Because that'll go off on second one if it works. And then you might get a second activation. But otherwise, no less than 6 seconds. And you will also see large gaps between activations. What this is it activated on a separate target. Meaning not only can you not activate this more than 6 seconds, once in 6 seconds, it doesn't even affect multiple targets. And this applies to both of the skills. 30 seconds, over 30 seconds in combat without it activating is statistically impossible. Because during this time, it was hitting something else. So, honestly, hate this. Absolutely hate it. Now, still really good for rallies. Don't get me wrong. Just bear in mind it doesn't work as intended. I want Bear Lady too. Just because I want to abuse the crap out of this. I want to get that 30% bonus shield. Throw that bad boy on Raigoro. And just absorb damage. I don't need to be healed if I can't be hurt. Yeah, no, it's Dicky. It bothered me. I had some issue. I was skeptical about Miyamoto from the beginning. If you watched my breakdown video, because counterattack skills, passive skills, someone has to hit you, and while it can be a deterrent, it requires you to be hit in order for it to take effect. And if you can't control combat in some way, then you're not getting the most out of it. Hey, Gavin. And with counter damage, you can control that with rallies. I guess with Miyamoto's skills, you can control that with rallies. But unlike Eddie's counter damage, which affects everyone that hits him. Miyamoto's only hits one target at a time. So, don't know if they'll incorporate that language into his skills like they snuck in with Jacobs, but we will see. I'll have to check out your suggestion later, Kev. Have you used her yet, Smoke? Because that's one thing I haven't asked for a lot of reports on yet because we just unlocked her. I want to see how the skill activates, and I would love to be able to show people how the skill activates. Actually, let me ask Z. Wait, Z's in the chat. Z, I need a report from Riven if you have her. I don't care how... Oh, shit. Name. Give me a name. I'll ask him directly. I'm gonna guess spec members... Infantry. Please do. I'm gonna guess. Okay, one orange is the size. R4 and REOE. Got it. Oh, make me talk to the smiling orange. Orange brings back horrible memories. Oh, shit. Thank you. I forgot you could do that. No, I'm not going to purchase a level. I have... Oh, shit, what do I do with these? Oh, you... No, I'm not even going to stop y'all. I'll have you know, I'm making money off of this stuff now, so... I need to start using it. Gold tier, and we were supposed to buy it for each other. Ah! Wait, who are the other heroes that were... Clear out some hive minds. Send a card. No, I don't. It's your gaming experience. Note that on special maps such as Archipelago Raid and Island Raid, Alliance members will not be able to transport resources to each other to ensure the game remains fair. Keep this restriction in mind when managing resources and strategies. So we can't trade resources. Golden roulette. Fine. Jonathan, good lord. Oh, there's some fighting. No, killed somebody. Oh, sure, I'll check G34, Gavin. I'm just gonna do this manually. I swear to God, they need to change that. I know I'm not being attacked. Golden Legion has PDSM, Syndicate, I-70X, Killer Knights, and the Italian Job, all 3.5 or lower. No one major here either, but this is 2-3 billion alliances. When you're talking about differences in power here, you need to factor in the members themselves. And I'm not going to go through each and every hit member. Oh, how one? I am curious about this. Okay, they brought a couple of their big players over. But all in all, 3.4, 3.2. 3.43. Nothing major. The matchmaking seems pretty even here. Depends on the individual players. Like I said, How did bring a couple of 100 million people, which is going to make a difference if there's no one to counter that. It looks as if Azure and Jade will be together versus Crimson and Golden, but Golden is definitely outbuilding. Golden and Crimson are definitely outbuilding Jade and Azure right now, so if Activity has anything to say about it, I like Golden and Crimson's chances. Shame we can't get there fast enough. Let's go take a look at G1 again here. First, before I do that. Nope, you're going to wait on me. You are also going to wait. Sorry. No. I won't make you wait. There we go. Oh, it's beautiful. Look at it. You don't have to spend. There's plenty of alliances that run with players that don't spend. If you can stick to those alliances, you can still participate in even these kind of events without really doing too much. Just know that you may not have as much action as a lot of the stuff that we're dealing with in like the top 10. No, I completely get that. I completely get that, Willie. Man, I don't know why I like. I don't know why this both bothers me and I like it. Because Adut has the same thing, a defense buff on her active skill, but on Riven it seems like it belongs. On Adut it doesn't. Then you've got the infantry squad HP at 30%, matching Thunder's overall buff, and a squad defense buff of 15%. Can't go wrong there. I do want to see... I need to see this. I need to see that. Well, until I get that response back from them. No more fighting in 8. What's wrong? Did you have to restart? Got another panda. So many of Panda's accounts running around. Looks like most of the fighting is done in G1 right now. They were fighting over the big ones in the Lush Sanctum, and a lot of people showed up. This is nice. Using Miyamoto as a lead for Riven, running her offensively. long enough that she can get raining punches. Only went off one time. Shield was activated 3 total times. And I need to know exactly how long it lasts. So. Does it last along with the shield? Shield effect. 27%. So it's only while the shield is active. So it didn't activate a shield 3 times. It activated a shield once. It's not long. 17 seconds. I don't like that though. 20% chance can only affect you once in 3 seconds. In a 17-second fight, only went off once. Shield effect is solid. 3 times the... It's like a little over 3 times the... Yeah, a little bit over 3 times the troop count at that point. The counterattack triggered Riven's Indomitable Soul. So... Unless... No, he stayed around for the fight. Because he had a skill off. Sorry, I got distracted. Back to what I was doing. I'm going to march out there. It's going to be new. I am not marching 81 kilometers away. I will go 40 because it's only 2 minutes away. I like ours, honestly. The name that our alliance came up with, Natural Born Deviant. But for 18 seconds, I know ideally, because of the 20% chance, I would expect once in 5 or 6 seconds. Because the 3 second The 3-second block isn't much. You would expect it to go off. No. I need to sit down and do the math on this. I'm trying to do it in my head. Even if you just go the simple math route, once in 5 seconds, tacked on the end of 3 seconds, you should still get it twice in a 17-second fight. The first activation, without a timer, only being at the 10-second mark, bothers me. Took 10 seconds to proc the first time. So, we shall see. In that report, I'll look at my own screen. Was the person attacking him with basic attacks to proc a counterattack, or were they just running away, only procking a counterattack? It wouldn't have mattered. As soon as you said that, it wouldn't have mattered anyway. Because it would have procced off the counterattack. Hold on. Light bulb. You're right. I need to make sure of that. Indomitable Soul launched a counterattack. Your personal counterattacks. It's your own counterattacks have a chance of triggering Indomitable Soul. Because Miyamoto launched a counterattack on Raigoro, and then that triggered Indomitable Soul. So, you had me worried for a second, because as soon as you said it, I'm like, if it counters against me? If so, then that can only be a single target effect. But I was worried. But still, proccing after only proccing at the 10-second mark bothers me. So maybe basic counter. That may have been it. Yep, you were right. Thank you for that, Z. We got his skill damage, but launched a basic attack, launched a counter attack, but they didn't deal a basic attack to him. He doesn't suck. He just doesn't function as intended. He's still going to be a very good rally commander. He's got good talents for it. He's got solid damage for it. And because his counter abilities do work on the enemy he's attacking, that's going to be very effective at weakening both a Thunder Lewis garrison for weakening the skill damage, as well as reducing the HP of Thunder to gimp his healing. We're just a little upset that his skills don't function as written. So it's not that he sucks. We're just upset he doesn't function properly. Exactly. Oh, you know what they'll do to fix him? They'll add in the words that I mentioned as if they were always there. Same thing they did with Jacob. I'm going to be here for a minute, so I'll go ahead and... You're waiting? Nope. Oh, I'll check. Oh, Texas Headhunter would probably have one. Yeah, that's what I... Okay. Z has her. I appreciate that. I'll figure out a way to get you back for it. Damn, Oblivion is on his way. Before I make that determination and type that out in chat. Jesus, free. Bunch of nodes here. Come get it. Doesn't matter. Actually, Rigoro. That way I can do the math. Because I already know what the math looks like. Things we're all trying to learn. I see it. I'm already in. Ah, this music brings me back. That's fine. If we know this one is functioning properly, then we can safely assume that the worst of the skills is going to function at least as intended. I don't know why. When taking skill damage, has a 50% chance to grant a shield to oneself for 3 seconds. Shield factor 2000. Oh, again. Limiting it to infantry. Oh, you're fine. I haven't gotten these yet, so... There we go. %18 attack when consisting of... Oh, shit. Oh, you're kidding me. No, it's not here. This one? The IE Augmenter, the 5-star ability. Oh, you might be hitting the same rally as the same hive as someone else. Yes, we're alive. May go ahead and use my bullets here too, just so I can get the bonuses. Yeah, what the fuck? Why not? Start getting arrows that you can use in Top Commander at this point. Take that. Take that. I feel like this is just... why? This is just mean. Fine. No, you're fine. I don't see the same target being hit anywhere. Didn't want to angle that a little bit more? Need to... Ooh, come on, Azure. Come our way. Please. Oh, no. They're likely coming over here for the 360. It puts me 9th and solidifies our lead a bit more. Even though first doesn't really get us anything. Nope. You, yes. And we're marching. I do love the speed. I wish we could be this fast all the time. I need to take a look at what I actually need. Same, Dickie. Same. I wish that was the case. That was a lot of skill damage. Okay, let's take a look. First off, dang thing only went off 3 times. 527,000 kills. I'll take a look at that in a second. Indomitable Soul went off 5 times. 10, 14, 19, 25, and 31. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. 4, 5, 6, 6. Can't complain. And it stays up because of how often the shield went up. Shield at 10 seconds, so we got it at 11, 12, 13, 14. Because it went back up at 14, 15, 16. Then back up at 19. So the Mighty Bear counter damage affects the turn afterwards. Yes, that's exactly how we expected Miyamoto. Just slightly outside of the 6 second. We expected him to be within 3 to 5 seconds, give or take. But now that we had the 6 second limiter, we expected anywhere between 6 and 9 seconds. And then we were seeing 30-second gaps. Okay. And this is, yes, damage increases damage dealt by 16% when a shield is activated, and has it up the exact same amount of time as Mighty Bear. So increase the counter damage and increase the overall damage. Now the other thing I want to see. This activated and then followed up on the following turn with the additional skill damage. Continuous bleed effect. Raining punches 46,292. That got the squad damage bonus. This is also nice. Or any of them lower. Still had this. Didn't have the 9% boost from the armament skill. Yeah, this still had it. More than 9% though. 46292. Yeah, that's a lot. No, you're fine. I'm trying to get the math right. Why is it double? Yeah, give me a second. I'm ready. If I see it pop up, I'll join, but forgive me for being caught up in this report. I want to make sure we have our skill damage down. See, this was 6,000 more than that one. Oh, the other thing I'm not factoring in. Oh, oops. I can send them off to die. That's why. That's what I didn't account for. Okay. Nope, you get them. And I'm not gonna make a full 200,000. Honestly, Riven. Honestly, I gotta say, Riven is working exactly as I expected. Yes, I'm an idiot. Surprised there's not a level 6 checkpoint anywhere. Kev, you misspelled CBD. I just wanted to let you know that. No, ask the basic questions. You would be surprised how many people miss even some of the basic stuff because they didn't even think to ask. So if you have basic questions about the game, feel free to ask. That's one of the reasons I'm here. Okay. And we're marching. Oh man, your name creates so many joke opportunities that I can't. Would I be interested in starting a new account documenting it? Honestly, if I had the time for it, I would. but I already stream anywhere between 2 and 4 hours. What? I think 11 days out of the month at least in a 4 week period. And I got 4 kids. The days that I'm not streaming or making videos, I'm usually spending time with my wife. Besides, from what I understand, the new accounts have a lot of new stuff that wasn't around when I first started playing. Okay, first things first. This one lasted a little over 30 seconds, whereas we got this one here for about a minute. Cool. Combat log. Indomitable Soul 11 times. Love it. Indomitable Soul, Yokozuna. Yeah, and that's literally just 3 times those numbers. That does mean there was some overlap. So, well, first things first. Proc rate. 3 seconds, 6, 7 there, and 8 there. Ooh, a 12. Ouch. So one really bad proc, but otherwise, can't really complain. It's activating almost twice as many times as the active skill. No, more than twice as many times. What am I thinking? No, I was right the first time. It's just showing all the times the damage is being dealt. That's cool. They added that. Now, second 11, we had both shields in effect. Dominable Soul, 280,000. Comparatively, it is a very minimal shield. But this is a shield factor of 500 versus a shield factor of 9,600. Let me pull up the handy dandy calculator. IXCO, I honestly don't know a good way to answer that question. I made a video of what I believe would be a good option for her, which I like the idea of seeing her with Eddie for more shield procs and the HP debuffs from Eddie's Awakened skill. She could also easily run with a Dut on infantry to boost that skill damage. Miyamoto might be a decent option, but we're seeing problems with him already. And personally, I like the idea of pairing her with Raigoro for a lot of shields. I'm currently doing some math on the shields now. Right at 19 times. Yeah. Okay, so the math is accurate. That means when she's maxed out, because you only have the first skill. Oh, 10. Like, her skills are operating exactly as they intended. Exactly as intended from writing it down. I would like to see Great Ambition activated, but I'm sure we'll get a report of that later. But seeing some 3-second activations, and the highest we've seen now is a 12-second activation, can't complain about this. I will definitely be curious to see if it works, if it holds up on swarms, but because the effect is centered inward and not outward, it doesn't really matter. If it only activates once in 3 seconds and then gives her a 3-second shield on herself, then it's going to work just fine. Doesn't matter where the counterattack comes from. Sorry. Shield factor 1700. Okay. As far as I'm honestly at an 8 right now, how she's performing. I'm going to do a little bit more math on what her max shield could be. At least from this. Second 11 gave us both. Clear. Times. We're looking at, once this is maxed out, we're looking at almost 1,000,000 shield with 1,000,000 damage. With this, it's still less than a fifth of the total damage that Raigoro can absorb. No, it's divided by 2. Yeah, it's about 17%. No, I am not a beast by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just enjoying the game. See, I run into problems when I'm trying to make a team that is well-rounded, and this is more of a personal problem. Um, because while she does have probably the highest, no, she has the highest single target damage from infantry in the game, and one of the highest single target damage in the game, regardless of troop type. The rest of her skills are entirely defensive. So she could honestly be run as a secondary to a lot of commanders as a defensive boost, more so than an offensive one. Thunder and Tom could definitely hide her, but she's not going to have the incentive to be hit as much as any of the rider commanders, any of the ranged commanders, because while this damage is high, it's still infantry. And here we can look at it. Infantry's attack is base 180 at T5 or base 208 with T6. Riders is 219, ranged is 254. So while that skill damage is high, it's still not going to be as great running full infantry. So, let me see your skill set again. Yeah, it's all infantry buffs. If you want to boost your damage and lean into the damage side of things, run her with Eddie. Eddie's not going to take a lot of damage because his counter damage is freaking nuts. If you pair her with a Dut, they'll just kill a Dut, and Robert even more so. But Eddie can hold the field without taking a lot of damage, has not bad skill damage of his own, adds in another shield. The counter damage is what keeps him from being hit, but this, paired with her two different shield activations, love it. We love seeing instances of HP reduction being passed around. Thunder and Tom would hide her, but there's not as much synergy there. Because people aren't going to want to hit a Thunder or a Tom, so she's just getting her damage out. Her shield would be kind of wasted if no one's hitting her. So Riven skill works where, yeah, hidden restriction. Ah. Oh. But yeah, to answer your question, Ix, I think Eddie is likely going to be her best open field pair. But I'm definitely going to enjoy trying to use her with Rigoro for a garrison. Just the amount of shields. Plus her shields are passive, which means Julia's effect won't be too destructive on her defensive capabilities. There's also that option. So many thoughts. I need to get her. Let's take a look through the top 5 real quick and make sure they aren't building towards each other. Crimson, Golden, Azure, Jade. Crimson waited. Probably a smart move. Damn it. What are we doing? No one's going this way. If anyone has any questions about the new heroes or about gameplay in general, please feel free to let me know. I'm more than happy to answer questions. I'm trying to look for people who have built towards each other so that I can get some combat on screen for you all. Just know that it may not happen because most people have figured out that combat in the first 3 days is bad. Yeah, you've got people who come in late and are waiting to decide where they go so that they don't get hit. Jade went down. One left. Gold went up. Nothing there. What? Alliance building. No. Sorry, after what we learned about his okay, sorry, Hale Walrus, to answer your question first, because I saw it first, no. Two main problems with using him on Garrison. One, his AoE is cheesed harder than Lewis, because it's a 20% drop at additional targets, so you lose a lot of that damage output. And two, his counterattack abilities don't work as intended. If the counterattacks worked as written right here, it would be great. Because then it would be hitting each enemy that's dealing him skill damage, each enemy that's counterattacking him, and it would be great, but that's not how they work. One, there's a 6-second restriction on it that's not written here. Similar to this effect can be triggered only once in 6 seconds. It applies to both of these. So already hard stop to the biggest bonus I saw from how this was written. The second one, it can't affect multiple targets. We were hoping, because of how it was written, that it would work similar to Robert's Devil's Disguise, where this effect can be triggered only once in 6 seconds per target. So, for example, Robert's counterattacks can have a 20% chance to burn the enemy for 3 seconds, and he can burn as many targets as he wants, so long as he doesn't burn them more than once in a 6-second period. He can only put this effect on one enemy at a time. It's ridiculous. So he loses out on counter swarm capabilities with his counter abilities being nerfed. Single target rallies can be cheesed so that his damage output is 60% of what it's supposed to be. And the worst awakened ability I've ever seen. He can be used in the field to decent effect, and I think he's going to be an okay rally commander. Because if you can control the field and have these counterattacks hit the enemy for reducing HP and reducing skill damage, especially on like Thunder Lewis garrisons, I think he'll work out just fine as a rally commander. Not on Garrison. Game history, you asked. Lethal Hawk, I'm going for T5 Riders, but it's taking forever. Any suggestions on things to buy or do to help me sort of rush it more than I am already? Alliance League definitely helps out in that regard, but where is it? The limited time promo ones actually have a decent amount of speed ups for a small amount, for a lower amount of gold. Just the monthly special pack here has 12 and 85 versus the premium packs for $4.99. You're getting 8 and 50 for the same cost. even ones that are specified for research, 850. So definitely a decent one here. This just doubles your gems if you want to do the gem route, but 1180 still better than 850. 1060 better than 850. Personally, since this came out, I don't know why these are still here. Maybe just people spend that much money. And if you're going to go the gold spending route, wait for the gold mall to give rebates. Uh, Normally they'll announce it either in game or in Discord that 20% bonus to any gold that you buy in the gold mall, or whatever the case may be. Wait for those times. You'll get more bang for your buck that way. Thunder combined with Eddy is solid in the field. The only issue I have with that, Dicky, is one, you only have one instance of shield. Like this Wakened ability. You're probably playing on mobile. I haven't touched the mobile game in forever, so I'd have to get back to you on that. But no, Thunder Eddy, this skill, you want to abuse this. It's too easy not to abuse, and currently you only have one shield factor that can affect it. Thunder and Eddy put together makes for a combo that's not going to get hit often in the field, but something that I like to do for when I'm actually fighting with my group is I will lead the charge because I want to get hit. And if you go out there with a Thunder Eddy intending on getting hit, you're going to do a lot of damage. Oh, also, I missed this one from game history. I have 8 Robert frags waiting on the next commander to get the last 2 to start rocking him. Yeah. Robert's nice. Thin size. Hello, I sent a squad to reinforce a captured level 2 bridge, but not connected to Alliance territory. Now my troops can't be recalled to my shelter because the path is blocked. The only thing that I can think of that you can do in that case is kill him. Your troops will return if they are dead. So, either sending them to kill zombies, or if there's any other shelters in the area, ask them to kill your troops for you. If it's just a single march, then you can put them in a resource plot next to an alliance and say, hey, I need this troop killed. And the dead troops will march back. Best of luck to you. I know that's a pain when that happens. That's just the only way I know to get them sent back. Actually, I want to check something. Game assistant. Yeah, that means you can't attack their shelters, but they can attack your troops on the field. Let's see. Nope. I'll have to play around with that. I haven't messed with the game assistant in quite a while. That and it's the game developers telling me how something works as opposed to me seeing how something works. I didn't answer that question. I think I went with the shotgun on this one. I'll have to double check. Ten, 7, 12, 2. Let's go with the gun then. I can't even choose gun. Of course I can't. $547 days. Consecutively. I at least log in daily. Or in some cases, leave my game logged in, as some of my alliance mates have reminded me. Can't miss a login if you don't log off. Now, back to what I was doing earlier. I have spent some money. I am definitely not a big spender. I'm not a part of. There's apparently some different tab you get in your profile once you've spent a certain amount of money in the game, but it's an obscene amount, and I haven't even come close to it. I would be surprised if I spent more than 200 in the entire time I played. Maybe 300. But I have no way of checking how much I've spent on the game. Nah, this one was boring. Not 112. Yeah, Region 6 was actually one of the first regions unlocked after it got out of beta. And I hopped on and I started. What the heck? When did I click into this? My bad. I'm currently hopping around regions to see if anyone decided to be dumb enough to build towards each other. So far, nothing. Well, now that I've got enough, now that I can actually start making money off of the videos and stuff that I've made, then I can start putting that towards the game. I'm still holding on to stuff. I have so much I'm waiting on. That, and I keep killing myself. Yeah, from what I've seen, 7 million deaths and only this many kills. I have masochistic tendencies when it comes to throwing my troops at a defense. But I've been that way since the beginning, when Island Raid first opened up. Can't wait to get my tier 6. I'm going to, regardless of what happens, of how hard people go for it, I'm throwing everything at the next top commander. When it comes around next week, which I'm already waiting for it, I'm going to throw everything. I will not get Thunder. I will drop everything into Riven. If I remember correctly. Yeah, Eddie's there, but I want Riven. I want to have her unlocked so I can start putting fragments into her. I already have Eddie unlocked, so I don't need to just throw fragments at him. I will probably just barely unlock Miyamoto and then put the rest of my fragments towards either Eddie or... Actually, either Eddie or Bianca will get my universal fragments during Top Commander. Because I want to get her shield and her defensive abilities. I won't be able to awaken her, but it'll be nice. Here, how far down does this go this time? And here we go. G59 has a nice little, actually, has a nice jump here. Let's see where they... Do you want a team that can do both? Or one good for each one? Now, this is a different answer. Ooh, this one will be interesting later. Oh, here we go. I will have to look at this in a second. But Frankie on Garrison, still towards the tops of the list, is running Thunder with any number of additional commanders. A lot of people still love Lewis for the really nice amount of damage that he does, and not a lot of people want to swarm him. Oh, only one more time. It should only happen one more time, which is really sad. Dicky. Anyways, back to what I was saying. I've seen mix of both does exist. But you need to make sure that someone is capable of not only taking a hit, but able to do something on the field. Garrison field battle combos, honestly, you're looking at something like a Thunder Eddie, which can take a hit, can definitely deal a little bit of damage. It's just not going to be optimized for either. Someone brought up the idea of running Riven with Thunder for, but that is entirely defensive. Pretty much no one's going to touch you on the field, because just the amount of mitigation that this pair will have. However, I'm trying to think. Mix of both, Master and None. I'm looking at Thunder Eddie. If you want a good Garrison, Thunder Lewis, Thunder Tom has actually been doing fairly well against single rallies, but you still run into the overheal problem, especially against any rally other than Julia. And then some people really like Thunder Victor. As for field infantry, Adut is still a staple. Eddie is a monster. I do see a lot of people running a Robert Eddie or Eddie Robert, depending on how, if they want it to be offensive or defensive. Then you could just, or if you just want to help out your team, put Tom or Thunder or Rigoro with this woman right here, and your team will really love you. Now, taking a look at this, because I need to see the longer ones. RPG Veteran. Oh, here we go. This will answer the last question for me. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If anything, it tightens the spread. Great Ambition even went off 6 times during this short combat. Yeah, can't be upset about that. Oh, just to check how powerful the shield is. Another 1 million. At even with we have enough for no, we're out. Oh, they're hitting it now. Yeah, I'm good. Just like a condom. You don't like wearing it, but it's good for you. Give me just one moment, everybody. I will be right back. I'm gonna put this on just chatting. Okay, I have returned. Now we did have some potential for a fight around the level 6 in G59, something we'll have to keep an eye out for next time. But I doubt they'll make it to each other by the time I get off stream tonight. I was really hoping to see some stuff down here in the bottom, because these are full of alliances that probably haven't taken part in this before. Nope, just not a lot.
Fuck off, cat.
What, Christians? Nice. Oh, thank you. I don't know why it keeps clicking back to that. Appreciate the heads up, Hale. Anyways. Again, if you all see something going on in your region or in a region nearby from your alliances, whatever, please feel free to let me know. Looks like we have a little over 10 people in the chat now, so.
Are you saying something to me?
Mm-mm.
Stop looking at me then.
Pretty sure it's this one you can get it. Or is it? There's just not a lot. Oh. Yeah, I know the Muffin Man. Move faster, Robert. Let me head on over to. Oh, I'm not concerned with that anymore. Sorry. I will have to look at his arena team during stream in order to make that up to him. Hey Mason, stop dying. Oh dang, number 6 is just over here. connection is. And rough. Need more of those damn cement patches. Another 2 hours on those. Cookies. Nope, I still have some left. Sweet. Score when the kids don't steal all your food. Oh. Get them free. Well, you get it in time. Nice.
Doing?
Cat's got the zoomies.
Going. What? Did you calm the fuck down? Jesus. Lord.
That stupid TikTok video all over again. Amber thinks we're gonna take her ovaries.
My dad cried violence.
No, the one the cat's running around freaking out. They're gonna take my ovaries. You don't even have ovaries.
Where are my ovaries? With me.
Okay, make sure I'm not missing anything in the chat. Okay, back to. Yeah, no fun.
No more catnip for you. Don't know how to handle your drugs properly.
Whether in our matchup, no, there's nothing that really stands out to us as um, overpowering, I should say. Not in our matchup, anyway. It's honestly about as fair as it can get for us. Some of the other regions definitely have some threats to deal with, but I think we did fairly well in the matchmaking front. We're going to have a pretty fair fight. There are a couple of individuals that we may have to worry about, but otherwise, I'm very content with how this one. Just looking at base power from ours alone, we outdo the rest of our allies by a little bit. But there's a couple of 5s over here in Crimson. We know RPG and SMHS can fight, so we'll definitely be keeping an eye on them as far as combat is concerned. Missed that one. Gotta stay on top of it. Not making me any faster. It's a shame. I thought that would affect it. This is funny to me. Of all the things you can give as a reward, you're going to give stuff for a lookout tower where most of people who are in this have already gotten that leveled up. No, not yet.
Not there. 2-on-1.
Nice. That's from sewer, right?
Right. Take you down with me. Bitch.
Oh, Yona. Their main heavy hitter. What are you looking at? Oh, wow, thank you. Jesus. Starting using those 2 purple ones for run around after he's beating them in Pompeii. Because I'm not a rider main, I needed something that was extremely fast without a lot of investment. And I only have Jeremy at level 44. And yet, I picked up engine travel squad speed, travel speed, the 60% when leaving a building, for 10 seconds after leaving a building, additional squad speed. Picked up any buffs I could get. And running it with T1 cars does the job. If I in Pompeii, if I pick up the bio thing in the center, even with the speed reduction, 90% of marches can't catch me. You have to be running a weaker rider march in order to be fast enough to catch me. And I'll be running it again in Pompeii when it comes around this week. It's my go-to speed team. It's great for hitting undefended outposts in the back for a distraction. It's good for taking center. It's good for taking the buildings at the very beginning of the match. Just because sometimes getting those initial points can be a really good morale boost. Oh, poor kitty. Come on, I want to get credited for damaging the guy. Well, it won't catch me. Okay, hold on. Desi, I got about 400 gold frags. I'm willing to spend a little bit. Any recommendations on pairs for Thunder? 355 skills so far. And if you've got Awakened Lewis, you have a great pair for Thunder already. But if you're looking for a different option, are you infantry main or no? And that's what a rider team with investment can do. I don't know if I'll beat that one back. Started as archers, but you have an infantry main. Thunder Lewis is going to cover your garrisons fairly well. So if you wanted to just max out Thunder for a nice damage buff that he gives, AoE damage, honestly, that's not a bad choice. Plus, maxing that out will take a good portion of your gold frags anyway. Other than that, on the field, he's primarily used as a buffer that doesn't really get hit all that often because no one wants to touch him. So you can use him to hide other buffing units, such as Bianca. Bianca's got an amazing attack and defense buff for herself and nearby allies, and also gives them rage, which is just wonderful. Where'd he? I'm just stupid. He's always at the top because I maxed him out. I maxed his level out early. Another option is running Thunder Lee, just as a debuffer side of things. With Thunder's damage buff, Lee's damage will still be fairly decent. You won't get to make use of his Koshian Star ability because you're going to want to run all infantry, or at least mostly infantry. I don't think he has any limiting abilities. No. So if you're going to run in the field, you can run a small amount of another troop and do very well damage-wise as well. I don't know if I'll catch him, though. I'm slightly faster. I'm trying to see if I can catch him, because I know Liam has this thing spec'd for speed. I mean, that is an Elena Bella. It's not the fastest march you can get, but you can put some travel speed buffs on armaments and not lose too much power. So he's got this thing honed for decent amount of speed to catch people as needed while not losing a lot of power. This is minimal investment T1 cars with 2 gathering troops that boost engine travel speed. Anyone can make this team with very little input. I'm really surprised I don't see it more often in events like Pompeii and stuff. Closing on him, but he's going to get where he's going first. Although, if I hop into one of these buildings, I would 100% beat him. Damn it. Got there just before I did. Oh well. I'm going to take my medicine. I'll be right back. Old man taking multiple medicines before bed.
I thought she said.
And they made it back home. That got me a couple of things completed. Oh, in case anyone's confused as to why I wanted to boost T1 cars. Travel speed on Tier 1 cars is 1,095. Travel speed on Tier 1 riders is actually a little bit slower. Could I have made a rider team that was a little bit faster? Probably. But that would have required investing into rider commanders, and I didn't want to do that. There are multiple ways you can raise the travel speed of your rider team. A lot of people really like Cynthia for that, since she has the field battle tree, rider squad boosts, because the field battle tree is amazing. It's the reason I went with. The reason I wish one of these two had it. Sadly, not a lot of ones do. And the ones that do don't give me engine travel speed. Like, can I get... Should be able to see that. March. Create squad. I had a 78% bonus to travel speed for my Tier 1 cars. My riders, as they are, only have a 51% boost, and it's to T1 cavalry, which don't have as much speed. And I know some people are pushing 100, 120 when they want to. I believe this makes for the second one that I can use here. Oh, I need 3. I need 3 for here. Okay. 2 more and I can get that 5-star. On for my purple. Anyways, with not much going on, the next scavengers won't be up for another hour. Oh, Desi, that is a long answer. Because it really depends on what you're wanting to use it for, and whether or not, come on, brain work. It depends on what you plan on using the hero for, because you need to base the attributes on your armaments for the hero you're going to have it equipped on, and whether or not you're going to switch around to different styles of play. Here, you know what? I've passed that around enough. I've held on to it long enough. This has probably been my favorite thing that I've made so far, with the help of Z. If you click on that, you'll see probably my pride and joy. I'm still working on incorporating the new commanders to it, but this is the guidebook. It has the first page is all of the different stats or combat related stats that you can achieve on both epic and legendaries as far as the maximums is concerned. Has a good indicator of what lethality is, and you can change the role and troop type that you're looking at on the selection screen, on the selection tab. This will tell you what sheet to go to answer the question that you're posing. This took me a while to make, but it gives you a good starting point for heroes, pairs, and the stats that you can focus on. Just know that if you're wanting to switch between 2 different types, like if you need an infantry set that focuses on garrison and rallies, you'll want to avoid both garrison and rallies and focus instead on stat growth, since those would be can use or need in both cases. Now, of course, if you want set to be entirely for rallies, you can just follow the rally guide. Getting my wife her medicine, I forgot to take my own. You're welcome. I made that a few months ago before, right as Julia and Jacob were coming out. And please take it as a starting point more than anything. It's not perfect, and it's entirely based off of my opinion on what's good for those particular roles, but hopefully it can give you an idea of what to work with. Also, if you need a laugh, which one is it? Sheets 12, 13, and where did I put them? Yeah, 12, 13, and 7 were kind of funny. Yeah. There are just some you shouldn't try and build. Some people have tried to run a Jacob Lewis garrison on ranged, and it is extremely fast, but not exactly the best for trades. What? Okay. Let's go take a look at the top 5 one more time. See how they're building and get an idea of what it may look like for them moving forward. ROK is going to be paired with Crimson. Well, Golden and Crimson versus Jade and Azure. So, Boone's going to have some allies. We'll get to see exactly how well they're going to build. With only having 3 members in Jade and Golden, it does put a damper on the ability to, build resources. And that's really the only thing they have going against them. As far as power, 13 billion from ROK, 12 billion from Boone. Boone's gonna have to show up. If they don't have a way to combat ROK's field presence, I don't know if they'll be able to come out on top. And then you have HMB in G2. It's kind of slow building right now comparatively. They may just not be online right now. Jade's got a decent build going. Crimson just said, nah, don't want to play. They are slow building. I want to believe that they will win. Boone, I'm definitely not counting Boone out of it. I just have seen what ROK can do on the field. And I don't know about having more tier 6. I'd say they're about even. But we'll get to see that in a couple of days. Because as soon as the floodgates open, they won't even wait that long. I'd be willing to bet that by the time that reset comes around for the level 6 checkpoints, here. Once these level 6 checkpoints are about to open, it will already be decided. Because one side will already have field presence on the other. Just to make sure they can't move. Believe me, I want Boone to win. I've been around them since the very beginning. Watching Boone and HMB fight in the early parts of Island Raid was some of the most fun I'd watched. If they would ever actually pair them against each other. Comparatively, Golden is building fairly well. Azure doesn't want to take part. Crimson also not doing too much. Is this a thing? Yeah. Conserve cement until you I don't know. G3 being laid back is bothering me. G4, Jade heading south, being slow. Crimson, Golden, Azure building faster than the rest, which shouldn't have been the case, but here they are. It just, I guess it bothers me because this is what we've managed to build as a 4 Alliance Legion. Maybe just because we're on the same page. I don't know. Oh, claim that. I'll have to do that in Discord after I log off, so I'll do that later. That being said, G5 is all that's left to check. There we go. Here's some build from Azure. Okay from Jade. Crimson, okay. Golden hasn't even made it. That's surprising. Power-wise, I expect TH45 and How to show up. I've seen them multiple times. But the fact that they're not building. Maybe I just don't understand something, but this I see right here. The alliance that captures this gets 360 materials per hour. That means if you allow the alliance that's the most active to capture it, they can keep building towers. And that applies to both sides. 720 alliance materials is nothing to scoff at. Just to get... Let's see. We can... I just want to see how much it would cost. Yeah, 10 hours, you get one for free? Speed boost. Nothing going on there. Someone just sent it to the wrong place. But anyway, that's the... Since I'm already here in G30... Ooh, I'll have to log this one down because these two will be fighting. If anyone has any other regions that they would like me to look at before I log off for the night, please let me know. Let's see. Oh, Jesus. Well, I want to thank everyone that joined me on the stream today. I know we didn't get a lot of combat related action in today, but we did learn a few things about Miyamoto and how Riven functions, which makes me very excited to be able to get her next week. Um, that being said, I hope you all enjoyed the stream. I'll be around tomorrow around the same time. I will be taking one day off in the middle of all of this. I have some stuff that I want to take care of here at home, and I need to have my kids down for that. So I will not, but I'll make sure it's in phase 1 because I want to be here for both days of phase 2. So likely on the third day, unless whatever that new event they were talking about is that important, I won't be around for it. But expect me tomorrow and both days of phase 2. So I'll be around tomorrow about 02 UTC game time up here in the top corner. And again, thank you all for all the support. I really enjoy doing this for everyone. You all have a great evening. This is Mr. Brain, your friendly neighborhood gaming dad, signing off.